Okay, this is a 2008 Kia Spectra, 4-cylinder, 2-liter. It's got a valve cover gasket leak. So I'm going to start by taking off the cover, and then over here on the end, get these two out of the timing belt cover, then take the spark plugs out. Okay, so I took this cover off, revealed the spark plugs underneath. Longest wire goes the furthest hole. Took all 4 spark plugs out, and then disconnected 2 vacuum hoses. This vacuum hose right here, I disconnected from here because it was easier. And this vacuum hose right down here, it goes right here. I disconnected that one there. This is clipped into these clips right here. And so now I'm taking out these bolts. So these are out already right here. I'm going to go back here and get the ones down the back here. Okay, now the cover's off. I just had to come over here into the corners, pry a little bit of in each corners, lift it up, and the whole thing came off. These wire covers right here, they kind of crumbled. So you might want to take care of that before you lift the cover off so nothing falls inside. But then I had to go around the edge where they'd applied silicone. There, right there, right back there, and scrape off the old silicone. Now I'm going to use a Scotch-Brite pad, some brake cleaner, clean up the surfaces. This is what the bottom of the cover looks like. The old gasket, one piece. I'll have to dig out of the edge there and put the new one in. These are all the bolts I took out of the cover. These over here were the spark plug cover, and this was the valve cover, and that's the position they were, with the front of the car here and the back of the car here. Okay, this is the underside of the valve cover, and there's these gaskets right here that go for their spark plug holes. This is a new one sitting in an old hole. When you try and first pull them out, the rubber will crumble out. It won't all come out in one piece. And they're made with kind of a metal ring around the outside to fit in that hole. So what I had to do is tap a screwdriver under the edge and wiggle it around on the inside here to get it to come out. And then the holes need to be cleaned up so that the new ones can be set in there and pressed in. But when it looks like this, it's hard to tell what comes out and what doesn't. Well, it's the whole thing. Okay, here's with the new valve cover gasket installed and the new spark plug hole gaskets. It fits down in that groove. Okay, reassembly. Slide the cover back on after you did a little bit of silicone on the areas where there are gaps. Tighten down all the bolts you put back in to about 5 to 7 foot-pounds. It's pretty light. Then you reattach your vacuum lines back here. There we go. Reattach the vacuum lines. Make sure this throttle cable is clear before you attach the vacuum lines so you don't trap it underneath. And then I'm going to swap out the spark plugs, and then your spark plug wires go back out to the holes that are the right length, and then put your cover back on, and you're done. Okay, spark plug wires reinserted, put back in all their little clamp holders, throttle cable back in its clamps above the vacuum hoses, and then all cleaned off around the edge of the gasket so you can tell if the new one's leaking. Next thing is the cover. Make sure you get these two bolts in here on the end. And the two cover bolts. And you're done.